Alright, so I just want to make a really quick video and go over 3 easy strategies that you can implement into your lifestyle, your diet, so that it's easier for you to burn fat while dieting. I was dieting for about 2 months, starting in sometime around in July, and I kind of took like several weeks off, and I'm hopping back on the diet train this week. Some of these tips that I'm gonna share with you are tips that I personally use when I diet. So maybe it might help you as well. But the first strategy is to eat food with a lot of volume. The first thing that really comes to mind is salad. And I'm not talking about salad in like, hey, you're on a diet and all you can eat is salads, but basically like making salads, but making it into a meal. So, when you have salad, you can, have like several handfuls of vegetables in a big bowl, and you can throw in some like deli meat in there. So with deli meat you could get a good amount of protein for fairly low calories. An example of a salad that I eat is I eat a bunch of mixed greens, and I throw in about like 5 to 10 slices of deli meat in there. And if I use 10 slices, that adds up to be around like 100 calories and 20 grams of protein. And on top of that, you can use calorie free dressing. So there's no point of trying to lose weight by eating salad if you're just gonna negate the hard work by using a lot of fatty dressings or oil. At the end of the day, it's really the same thing whether you eat oil or you substitute it with a calorie free option. So for me, in my salad, it's basically the vegetable, the meat, and I'll use like one of those Walden's Farm calorie free dressing. And they have flavors like ranch, honey mustard and all that, and they're calorie free. So I can literally eat a salad and kind of have that as a mini meal for like 100 calories. Obviously you can add more meat or other things into it to bump up the calories. That would be like a good snack or something. Some other things that I make and eat in terms of like a high volume food is I make my own protein ice cream and protein smoothie. So ice cream, like I have a sweet tooth, so I love like basically most sweet dessert or just sweet stuff like candy. Ice cream, I can easily eat 400 to 600 calories worth of ice cream and not feel satisfied like store-bought ice cream. When I make my own ice cream, I would eat about maybe 200 to 250 calories worth of homemade ice cream, and I'll be full of shit. There's plenty of recipes online and on YouTube, but for me, I'll throw in some blueberries. I'll throw in like a scoop of protein powder. I'll throw in some artificial sweetener, and like a bunch of ice. The amount of volume that is the end result of homemade ice cream is pretty insane. Like I guarantee like you will be consuming like the same volume for like 1/3 or 1/4 of normal ice cream. If you've ever had Halo Top ice cream, that's like the go-to for low calorie, high protein type ice cream. And that's a good ice cream. Like it's not bad, but homemade ice cream, you could get the total volume to even higher for the same or less amount of calories, basically. The same applies when you make smoothie or like a homemade like frappuccino or something. You know that Starbucks frappuccino, could range anywhere from 3 to 500 calories. You could literally make your own by whatever. Like if you have an espresso machine, you could throw in shots in there, or you could use coffee. Throw in some coffee, some ice, and some artificial sweetener. Maybe even some almond milk, and blend it up. You can literally have a homemade coffee drink for like 50 to like 100 calories. So like 1/4 to like 1/5 of the calories that you would in comparison to like something that you would get from a coffee shop. All right, so strategy number 2 is to basically shorten your eating window. I know for me, I have a problem with just wanting to eat nonstop every waking hour. So, even when I'm not hungry, like I will want to eat something. Like I need to be eating something, and that's like, I don't know. That's maybe a habit. Like I don't know, but whatever it is, like if I wake up at like 8 and I sleep at like 10 p.m. That gives me like a 14 hours eating window. That's a shitload of time to be eating, going YOLO. One of the things that I've tried is fasting. So and what I found out was that when I was giving myself a fasting window, I had less time to eat. Like I would like start eating at like noon and then stop eating at like 8 p.m. or whatever. And yeah, just what I found was that I had less time to eat. I had less time to snack during the day. Yeah, so it was just like a lot less mindless eating, which I'm sure that's like the problem that a lot of people have. Yeah, like shortening your eating window will probably help in not only the snacking, but also helping you prepare. Like, okay, like I only have this short time frame to eat, so here's what I'm gonna eat for my first meal, here's what I'm gonna eat for my second meal, instead of having like literally half the day for you just be like, there's no sense of urgency, so I'm just gonna like eat whatever whenever. So yeah, a shorter eating window. All right, so the third strategy is calorie substitution. Like I mentioned earlier, one of my big issues is I have a sweet tooth. Like I just feel the need to be eating sweet stuff a lot, like all the time. And that could be anything from candy, that could be drink okay that could be like drinking like sweet stuff, anything. Like I just need my sweet in me. So dude, all right, so yeah, like I just need to have something sweet. And I was one of those people that was like super anti like artificial sweetener. Oh, it's like so bad for you, blah 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 blah. And although I can't say like if they're good or bad for me because I just don't know, when I try to shift my perspective a little bit and think of like, okay, well, artificial sweetener may be bad, but it has 0 calories. Like, and I'm like comparing that to, oh, well, let's, how about like drink a soda for like 150 calories that, might have like high fructose corn syrup and like have like 40 grams of sugar. So it's like, okay, like let's say like regular sugar is good for you. Is it healthy though to be consuming that ridiculous amount of sugar just because sugar is supposed to be healthy, so when you compare like that massive amount of sugar in, say, soda versus using like one little packet of artificial sweetener, which may or may not be bad, it's like, well, what is like who's the real culprit here? And that's just like one example. Let's just say like you opt for the I will only eat real sugar route, right? So you go out and you drink a soda, and then you opt for the sugar, like candy with like real sugar, and then like I don't know, you just basically you make all your food choices based on like, oh well, I can only choose what has like real sugar and like no artificial sweetener. So like at the end of the day, like how many grams of sugar you do end up consuming? Just because you refuse to consume like artificial sweetener, because they may or may not be bad for you, you end up like consuming like freaking like half a pound of sugar like a day or something. I don't know. So, that's something that I have kind of been like experimenting with, just substituting the sugar with like maybe like some artificial sweetener here and there. But let's say like you don't want to, go into the debate of, real versus fake sugar. There are other ways to substitute your calories. So, say you make smoothies in the morning and you typically use 4 ounce or 8 ounce of milk, almond milk. Like almond milk, a cup of almond milk has like, like 30 calories versus, a cup of milk has maybe like 130. So you're getting like a quarter of the calories that you would normally use. And like let's say you make your lattes at home, and usually a latte would be 150 calories. Substitute it with almond milk, you basically got a drink, the same drink, at a fraction of the calories. So when you incorporate all of these strategies into your everyday life, you can start to see how it really adds up from all directions. When you incorporate very like high volume food, you end up feeling fuller and you eat a little bit less, right? When you shorten the window that you allow yourself to eat, then you have less time to eat. I'm not saying like starve yourself, but you just end up eating mindlessly less. And when you start substituting your calories, say like you eat your salad, right? So there's your volume, and then you start using dressings with no calories. You can see they're kind of working together now. Yeah, so it's like when you do that, like throughout your day, you could shave like, oh well, I shave 50 calories there, I shave like 50 calories there, I shave like 100 calories from my coffee. I substituted regular ice cream for homemade ice cream, save 200 calories there. And it's like at the end of the day, it's like you may as well like really easily reduce your total like intake by anywhere from like 20 to 30% of what you would normally eat without really sacrificing much. Like I'm not telling you that you have to starve and eat only like vegetables in order to lose weight, lose fat. You don't have to do that. Like dieting isn't always about suffering the most in order to get the most results. Like you could get great results with a few changes. So it doesn't always have to be unenjoyable. if anything, like for me, like I've been experimenting with a lot of recipes, and I usually never like use recipes at all, but I think having these recipes really kind of like, oh, like, well, let me try something new. And like what ends up happening is I'll make these recipes and I'll feel super full. I'm like, wow, that was only like this little calories. So I think just play around with it. I think it's easier than you think, or at least you don't have to suffer as much as you think you do in order to lose fat. So I hope that's been helpful. If you would like any other of these little tips and tricks, like I'll be more than happy to share more. But yeah, until next time.